everybody, and welcome to DC Fine Art. So I just got through doing the speed painting for the final review of the Paletteful pack December 2022, and I did a really quick speed painting only because I wanted to kind of get the feel of the colors, what the colors look like in the watercolor Sennelier set that they gave me, like a travel set. So I went ahead and just kind of played around with it, just made up one of their prompts that Paletteful Pack will usually put out. They'll put out like 4 different prompts that you can do, and one of them was a bird. So I went ahead and went with the bird, and it was just something really quick and, easy. And then I tried to use I used one of the brushes. I didn't really use the other one much. I don't know why, I just stuck with the one brush because I could actually draw like little lines, like fine lines with it. And then I went ahead and used the color pencil at the end just to kind of see what it does on, if you went on top of it, like on top of the watercolor, how it would show up or how it would perform or act. So let's go ahead and I'm going to adjust the camera so that way you can see the bird and kind of like what we're doing. So let me go ahead and adjust that for you guys. Let's see here. There we go. I guess you can watch me too. Okay, so I went ahead and did this bird. Hopefully he's like within your sight here. And it was just a quick speed painting. I did use one of my dishes here so that way I can use some of the watercolors and I can mix them up like in a little separate dish. Or I could take my little watercolors and add a little bit more water to it in the other one than this one and make it more translucent or more lighter, so I actually could adjust the colors. So that's what I did there. Let's see here. I didn't really go through the Stonehenge one because I don't know, it just seems like it's really thin, like a drawing paper, but basically you could just use this to practice on or do one little thing on it, just something simple just to test it out. But I didn't really do that one because it's supposed to be cold press, and what they gave me is more of a hot press for some reason. It's really smooth, so we wanted to test out like a cold press paper what this one should have been, because it does say cold press but it's not. And so the watercolor, I can tell you by using it, its pigment is very beautiful. It's very rich. I love how some of the colors that come in this, like these greens on here, you got some of the darker ones and then some of the brighter ones, and then goes lighter. It has a really beautiful tone to it. It almost reminds me of my oh my goodness, my mind just went blank. I don't know if I got any of that watercolor here. I'm having one of those days where you just like go blank on them. I haven't really used the Schmeeky, I think they call it, or Schmeeky watercolors, but I used the other one, Daniel Smith. There we go. I've got the Daniel Smith watercolors, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of like the Daniel Smith watercolors. And it's very pretty. I love them. I love the color and the saturation that it brings out in it, especially whenever it dries. It is gorgeous. A lot of the times when working with finer detail, I really like to work with if I was doing watercolor, I like to work with watercolor pencils and then use like these for creating like a background with them, like doing something like the green here. As you can see, it is really gorgeous on making like a background or making one of those bokeh kind of effects kind of look to it, as long as you get your paper wet. So not having anything like my color pencils or more than just this blue, like if you wanted to use more of the prismacolor color pencils to go back in over that would be good, because it does show up on this nicely. So that was very nice for it to be able to create those little bitty marks or little fur marks in here and add that extra detail. I would really like to use like some more color pencils just going up over the top of it, but some different colors would be nice. You could do that to add in some more details if you like. other than that, it was really nice. The paper, when I was using it, I did use a hairdryer to it to try and flatten it because it does tend to bubble out quite a bit. So if you were using this, like I didn't tape it down like I normally would. Instead, I'm using it like if you were using it as a travel journal, because that's what this one is supposed to be. It says watercolor travel pad. So I was figuring if you're traveling and you're just bringing just the notepad with you, then you want to see what it does. And can you see that, how it bowed up? I did use a hairdryer on it once. It didn't lay it completely flat down, but it's just a little bit bowed up, as you can tell, because all the other papers that didn't get wet, this one underneath may have gotten a little bit of saturation, but it really does bow up quite a bit. And then it's on this side, you see how that is? So I got some of the green on these too. So I mean, you can always fix that. I know a lot of watercolor papers do bow up, but you can always fix it by like spraying it down and then taping it and spraying it down, or stretching your paper. Or you could even do that like a pre-soak and just spray it and do it before you actually work on your paper and stretch it out. Or you could even do and you have to be very careful with it, but you could also put it down on a flat board and then spray the back of it, and maybe use like a towel over the top, or to like do a really low, and it's a low setting of an iron, and just kind of iron this a little bit. But you have to just be very careful not to burn your paper, or like you definitely don't want to burn your paper or scorch your paper. So yeah, other than that, it was a nice paper. It's really thick. It didn't go all the way through, so that's good. Did bubble out a little bit and bow on the edges, which it does happen. Some papers don't have as much as that does, but then again, a lot of them, some of those pads, they have it to where it seamed all the way around with some, like a sealer, like a little, I don't know how to put it, like kind of like the binding on here, like where it holds it, they have it going all the way around, like those blocks, watercolor blocks, and then it kind of holds the paper down. Whenever it starts to bubble up, then it'll end up, when it dries, it'll start drying back flat. So it probably would have helped out a lot if I would have taped it up first, but I didn't want to do that just because I wanted to see how the paper would react, just doing it straight out of the journal here. Other than that, I mean, I would have to say I give it thumbs up. I think it was really nice. The brushes were really nice. This one here still got a point, but I used a lot of it. I didn't really use my oval wash, but I mean, you could have used it for some around the edges here if you wanted to, but I just didn't pick it up because I just fell in love with this brush, I guess. This number 8 round Robert Simmons watercolor brush. It was supposed to be, I guess, as a 6 round is what they put in the description, like the stuff that was reading on about the product, but I ended up getting a number 8 round. But still, I absolutely love the brushes, very good texture, and so it was a bunch of positives on this, I think, except for this one here, because I'm not for sure. It was supposed to be cold press, and it's definitely smooth and thin. And sorry about that. That is the Weather Channel telling me about the storm that's supposed to be coming in. So yeah, but anyways, yeah, so I want to give a positive review on all these products. They were super, super nice. I really did enjoy working with them. So yeah, I think there wasn't really anything that I could say that was bad about them. They're amazing. They're really rich in color, very beautiful, and the pigment is just gorgeous on these Senneliers. So thumbs up for Sennelier. They did good. Alright, well, if you're new to my channel, please click the like and subscribe. I usually try and post a video every Thursday, and it could be just different types of mediums that I do, and I just kind of choose them randomly. It's nothing in order or anything like that. Oops. I'm dropping stuff. It's one of those days. I almost had my airbrush hit the ground. And also, In the description below, I've got my website there where you can look at my original paintings that are for sale, or any of my prints are on Fine Art America. So if you're interested in looking at some of my prints or different things that I have out there, you're more than welcome to do that. And then I also have my Facebook and MeWe sites. My Facebook site is just like for any artist that feels like they want to get on there and just kind of create and kind of show your work in progress. You can do that in my artist group. So it is a newer group and it's just starting, and so there isn't a whole bunch of people on there, but it is growing. So if you're more than happy to join that too, so that way I can kind of see your works in progress and how you guys are doing. And if there's anything that comes up to where I'm going to be late on a Thursday, or maybe I'm not, don't have one posted for Thursday, it might be the next day because I'm running behind due to work or something that comes up, I also will let you know in that group too. So yeah, I definitely have a lot of things I think I covered, but yeah, definitely if you're new, click the like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, you guys.